All right, back in mid-July of 2025, I took a road trip with a friend of mine from Minnesota to New York. Pardon me, Buffalo, New York to be precise. This particular video is us crossing from Ontario into New York. My friend and I decided to avoid paying all the tolls going through India or going through Ohio and Pennsylvania. And what we did was we went down through Wisconsin, around Chicago, briefly into Indiana, and then up into Michigan. And we went across Michigan and entered Ontario at I think it's the Ambassador Bridge. I can't remember the names of the bridges, but on right on the west side of Detroit. And then we drove through Ontario and then re-entered the U.S. Right by Niagara there. This video is us re-entering, going into New York from Ontario. Reason I kind of wanted to post this is because I know of some people. We were getting together with a bunch of friends and stuff for an event in Buffalo, New York, and a lot of our friends come from Canada. And there were several people who refused to make the trip into New York because they thought they were going to get stopped at the border and arrested because of President Trump and his immigration policies. It was pretty ridiculous at the time. There was nothing unusual about the border crossing. The crossing from Detroit into Ontario was as simple as it could be. You know, they asked for our passports. We provided our passports. They asked what we were doing. We said we were in town. We're traveling to New York for an event. They asked if we had any firearms, any alcohol, that sort of thing. We answered those questions. We had picked up some alcohol in Wisconsin because I wanted to bring some beer to the event. And the beer I wanted to bring is only sold in Wisconsin. So we stopped and picked up some beverages in Wisconsin. So we said, yeah, we got like a case of beer. Between the two of us, we had like maybe an 18 pack or something like that. So we said that we had some beer. We didn't have firearms or anything like that. They checked our passports and they said we're good to go. The wait in the line here took a lot longer than the actual conversation with the border guard. As we were sitting in line here, I actually contemplated going over to one of those other lanes, which I don't know why I didn't hit those lanes earlier. I can't remember, but during this time we're sitting there debating what to do. I thought about getting behind that RV there, but I had a suspicion that once the RV got up there, they might want to do a closer, more thorough inspection of the RV, so I didn't get behind that one, which I actually should have because the RV just went right on through. Didn't take too long. You saw me kind of move over to the right. I was going to move over, but I kind of saw some vehicles coming up behind me, plus this guy here going all the way across the lanes there. I didn't want to get involved with him. I wasn't sure what the border guards were going to think of that. Here, switch to the rear view. You can see there's nobody behind me, so I thought I was, my friend and I, we were joking around because when we crossed from the U.S. into Ontario, kind of the same thing happened. I'm sitting there trying to debate which lane to go. I picked the lane I thought was the fastest one, or I thought would be the fastest one, end up being kind of slow. So we were kind of joking around about the same thing here. We weren't in any hurry. We had plenty of time. We were arriving a day prior to a couple days prior to the event, actually. So we're just taking our time, enjoying the drive, and just sitting here. At this point, we're just sitting here joking around about, I should go in this lane, should go in that lane, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. End up staying in the lane I'm in. it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm a couple cars deep in this lane. If I go over to that lane, is that lane going to move faster? If I go over to that lane, is that lane going to be delayed for some reason? And then this lane's going to end up going faster. So it's kind of one of those things. It's almost like no matter what decision you make, it's always going to be the wrong one. So we're just kind of having that conversation and kind of joking around and stuff like that. Crossing the border can be kind of nerve-wracking. It can be intimidating. I understand why some people might not feel comfortable doing so. But in all reality, as long as you're honest and you're truthful and you're not doing anything illegal and you're not hiding anything, it's not a big deal. You're just going to go right through. I don't think we were hardly delayed at all. And as we're sitting here, I was almost getting ready to make a decision to move over into another lane, and then all of a sudden these cars start coming up behind me. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to stay in this lane. So I just stay in this lane. And this is one of those videos where I wish my dash cam recorded audio. On the app, it actually has an audio setting, which I turned on, but it doesn't record audio. Kind of disappointed about that. But anyway, like I said in a previous video, and I don't got to deal with copyright problems with music and stuff that I'm playing in the car. So anyway, I'm committed to this lane. That red car you see that was sideways, they pulled up and now they're going. So I'm like, if I would have gone over behind that RV, I might have been able to. Actually, the RV is still there. So I'm thinking they're gonna be there for a while. I don't know. But getting back, I don't cross into Canada very often. Last time was like maybe 2017, somewhere around there. I've only gone into Canada a couple of times. The first time I was with a friend of mine that just could not answer a question without seeing like he was being very suspicious. We were coming from Canada, Manitoba. We had taken a trip up to Winnipeg, and we were coming back into the U.S., and the U.S. Border Guard asked us if we had been fingerprinted. I don't remember what my answer was. I've been fingerprinted for work reasons, but I don't remember if I had been fingerprinted by that point or not. But my friend had been in the military, and he was fingerprinted in the military. So instead of saying yes, I was fingerprinted when I was in the military, he just starts doing this. I don't know. And I'm thinking, oh my God, they're gonna search us. They're gonna pull us over. They're gonna tear the car apart. They're gonna search. I'm just like, you were fingerprinted in the military. Just tell them that. But my friend just can't answer the question. He's got to do that. Well, I don't know. Thankfully, the guard didn't pull us over and do a secondary inspection or anything like that. But yeah, it was just kind of nerve-wracking being with him in that situation. But all the other times, the only problems we had was we were in a rental vehicle, and we had also rented a trailer. And I didn't know where I wasn't the one that rented the equipment, so I wasn't sure where they had all the paperwork. So when we got to the border crossing, they asked us where our paperwork was, with the VIN number and everything like that. So it took us a minute to get all that sorted out. But no big deal, no problem. Everything went just smooth. And that's what happened on this occasion. Didn't have any problems going from the U.S. into Canada. Didn't have any problems going from Canada into the U.S., which is what we're doing here. And then I believe I have I don't know if I have another video later of when we're going from New York, because on the way home we went the same route. We went from New York into Ontario, and then across Ontario, and then through Michigan, and then back around Chicago into Wisconsin, then Minnesota. I don't know if I have that video or not, but none of the 4 times that we crossed the border did anything go wrong, or did we have any major complications. Or the only problem we had was just sitting here in traffic, waiting for everybody to move. That was it. And as you can see, if I would have switched lanes, I probably would have gotten faster, because the RV is gone, that red vehicle is gone, now that white vehicle is behind them. They're the ones coming up next. They're being held back for a moment right now. I think that red car's still up there, but they moved a little quicker than I thought. So, but yeah, this took longer than anything else. I keep saying that. Now that white car has gone up, so I maybe would have been able to make a car ahead or something like that. So it really wasn't a big deal. But really, like I said, nothing going into Ontario. Nothing really special happened. Going into New York, nothing special happened. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. Coming from New York into Ontario, same thing. Just said we were on our way home. Didn't have anything to declare. Everything was great. We did get held up. I don't know if it was this one or not, but on one of these occasions, the car ahead of us gets pulled off into the parking area that you can see straight ahead. So that kind of gave us some concern that maybe the guard there was a bit strict. But I believe it's this situation here. I believe, yeah, this video. I believe this car, he gets pulled off into the parking area straight ahead there, and then he tells us to wait. And then so we have to sit for another minute or so, and then he comes back, motions for us to go forward. We go forward. We just do our thing. We're traveling for leisure. We had an event that we were attending. It was a leisure event. It was just getting together with a bunch of friends. But we did that, so like a vacation, just leisure vacation type stuff, nothing to declare. Well, we did declare the alcohol, but no firearms or anything like that. My friend and I neither one of us does any illegal drugs or anything like that, illegal substances. So nothing to worry about there. Neither one of us have DWIs or anything. If you have a DWI, it's very difficult to get into Canada. They'll turn you away. They're pretty strict about their DWIs there. I got a friend who was traveling into Canada, and he had a DWI, and he got turned away. And he was traveling with some other friends, so that was a situation he had to deal with. Somehow it all worked out. Another time we had a friend that had an old passport. I'm not sure what the deal was, but they decided to try and make the trip anyway. They're like, well, if I get turned away at the border, I'll figure out my own transportation home. But nothing, thankfully everything worked out for us on all of our trips. And at this point, we only got a few minutes left in the video. This video here is about 19 minutes long. So overall, it, took us probably 17 minutes or so to get through everything. So we did wait for a while. But everything, like I said, everything worked out. Nothing crazy. No, who did you vote for? Did you vote for Trump or Biden? Or, what's your political affiliations? Nobody asked us if we had any illegal immigrants or anything in the vehicle. I don't know what the whole point of this video was to show that as long as you're not doing anything wrong or anything illegal, and you're being truthful and honest with the border guards, and you have nothing to hide, and everything is good to go. I mean, is good to go as far as you yourself, and just being doing everything lawfully and within the rules. You're going to make it through. Everything's going to be just fine. So this car here, like I said, the gate comes up. The guards walking up there, kind of instructing him on where to go. And if I remember correctly, he gets pulled over into that other parking area over there. This video was July 17th. I'm finally getting this video, the audio and stuff recorded, and getting this video ready to upload to YouTube. It's now December 6th, so I'm a little behind on, about 5 months behind on videos, and this video is not going to be published until July or August of 2026. So with the number of videos that I have and the frequency that I'm posting videos, the videos aren't going to be posted for a while. I just want to make sure that I'm posting at a regular frequency and not getting too far ahead of myself. So you see the white vehicle there kind of in the center of the screen, a couple of adults and a kid. They got pulled over. Maybe they're going to the duty-free shop or something, because there is the duty-free shop. So that may be what the situation was there. So not sure what was wrong with them, or what their situation is. Not that there's anything wrong. They may actually have been parking and then walking to the falls, because you can walk to and from Niagara Falls from where you're at here. They do have a walkway and stuff. So maybe that's what they were doing. They wanted to park there and then walk to the falls and back. I'm not sure what the rules are regarding that. But you see how long it took us to get through? I mean, it was not even a minute, not even 30 seconds. It's pretty quick and easy. At this point, I'm just like, I wasn't sure exactly which way to go, but thankfully I saw that arrow on the ground there, and I was able to find my way out of here and be on my way. So welcome to New York. Well, I don't know if I don't know if I'm very welcome in New York, but I was there. All right. Anyway, that's about it. Border crossing, no problem.